Hello boys and girls, Lord Hawkeye here again, and welcome again to Mindcraft, where we seek higher understanding of the gaming world at large. Today's topic, used games. It seems like the electronics industry has this strange obsession with trying to dictate to its customers what they're allowed to do with their products after purchase. Take for example the rumors that the new Xbox system will be unable to play used games at all. Total Biscuit was asked about this and claims that used game sales do in fact hurt developers and states as proof the fact that when he worked for a game retailer, he was instructed to always try to sell used copies of a game whenever possible. That this fact alone proved that used game sales take money out of the hands of developers. TB? I mean this with all due respect, but you grossly oversimplify the matter. And I'm sorry to say, but working for a game retailer does not make you an expert on the economics of the industry any more than serving drinks to Steven Spielberg makes you more qualified to direct a movie. First, this fallacy that not buying new, or indeed even piracy, hurts the bottom line for developers. I'm sorry folks, but there's just no evidence to support that. All proper studies done on the matter, including, I might add, those done by the big media companies themselves, have found that both used sales and piracy are at worst a wash, i.e. one sale is gained for every one lost, and at best actually beneficial to sales. How can that be? Remember the big rule of economics. Consider both the seen and the unseen. Okay, so say someone buys a game used or pirates it, and he at no point had any intention to ever buy it new. How much more harm is he doing than, say, someone who never sought to acquire the game at all? When you look at it like that, the whole stealing claim is revealed for the ridiculous hyperbole that it is. Also, even if he acquired it from an alternate source or even didn't pay for it at all through piracy, the simple fact that he sought to acquire it means he liked the game. If he liked the game, there is no doubt that he told others about it. It is entirely possible, and there is much evidence to support this, that used sales, even piracy to a degree, can keep a game in the public's eye longer than it would have had it rode on new sales alone, not only helping sales of that game, but for sequels and other similar titles. There's no way to know for sure, but to simply dismiss these possibilities is just being short-sighted. Now, I would like to take this opportunity to make clear that I'm not saying piracy is all well and good that you should all go out and do it. If someone is doing good works, then yes, you should support them however you can. It's only right. I'm only saying that the damage caused by piracy and used game sales is overstated, and more importantly, the methods currently used to combat them are misguided and counterproductive. Getting back to used games though. For many people, especially during these rough economical times, buying everything new is just simply not an option. A large number of gamers are children or college students, two groups who are not well known for having gobs of disposable income on hand, and so used products are an absolute godsend to them. By attacking used game sales, you alienate a vast majority of your audience, an audience who will someday grow up to be adults with more disposable income and typically have very long memories, if you follow me. Yes, it is true that used games are sold for a higher markup than new, but Total Biscuit has looked at that figure alone and somehow concluded that used games are some kind of easy money tree. Go ask any retailer of used goods about this, and he would probably laugh at you. The reason why used games are sold at such a markup is because it's the only way for used games to be profitable at all. What TB and many others have overlooked is the overhead of used games that don't sell. If a store buys a used game and it doesn't sell, that money is lost. It cannot be recovered by any means. And this is actually the fate of a great many used games, far more than new ones, which tend to reliably clear shelves. This is the reason why retail employees are instructed to sell them first, because they're far harder to clear than new. Let us not also forget that in order for a used game to go up on a store's shelves, it had to have been purchased new at some point. If you buy something, it is your right to sell it or give away or to someone else for the matter. The original creator has relinquished ownership of the item and has no say in the matter. The truth is, attacking used game sales is just developers childishly letting their egos run wild. If customers are frequently not keeping your product, a professional company would look into why, taking it as a sign that their customers are not satisfied, and work to correct whatever the problem is. I can think of no other industry that would have the temerity to attack customers for attempting to resell its products. So why do we accept such behavior from the game industry? I'd really like to know. In short, the solution to used games is simple. Make your games so good that people won't want to give them up. I have many old games in my collection that I could never imagine parting with because I have such fond memories of them. That is the goal that all developers should aspire to. Remember, I pay you. You work for me. If I return or sell your products because I'm not satisfied, it is your imperative to find out why and correct it. Inconveniencing your customers and treating them like criminals is only going to drive them further to seek alternative means of getting their games. And developers who don't try to understand and embrace these facts can look forward to more dwindling sales. And that's all I had to say about that. Until next time, be aware and be wise.